How to talk to girls the right way. Are you comfortable around girls? Do you know the right things to say to them? Maybe you have a bro that always seems to slay the opposite sex with his silver tongue and witty personality. Well, if you find yourself on the side of being at a loss for words every time an attractive woman comes around, just know that you're not alone. Talking to girls is still a mystery for a lot of guys, not to mention one of the biggest problem areas that most of us have when it comes down to communicating with the opposite sex. This could be especially true in those who have grown up with a phone in their hand but never learned how to strike up a conversation in a real-life setting. And there's nothing wrong with talking via a messenger app or social media, but early interactions should be done in person for the best results. So what are some of the secrets to making this daunting task more manageable and less stressful? For starters, you could take the advice of that Casanova friend of yours that always seems to know the right words to say to get a woman interested in talking. But in most cases, what works for one guy might not coincide with the personality of another guy. So what do? First off, don't panic. If you really want to know the right way to talk to girls, simply take advice from the girls themselves. It's okay to hesitate as long as you have every intention of manning up. When it comes down to talking to a girl, especially for the first time, hesitation is the biggest pre-game killer that you need to worry about. But did you know that even some girls hesitate when they want to talk to a man they find attractive? This is a basic human response that's called on when the person who wishes to initiate the conversation becomes nervous about what the other person may say or think about them, or they're just downright afraid of being rejected. Just know it's okay to hesitate. We all do it, men and women alike. The important thing is making sure to act on your plan anyway, even if you had to take a few minutes to build up the courage. A wise person once said it's better to try and fail than to never try at all. Besides, it can all be chalked up to experience, which is priceless in situations like these. Women also prefer when a man is direct as opposed to indirect. Beating around the bush shows indecisiveness and can be a put-off to a lot of women, so stay confident and ask her on a date. Be clear about your intentions from early on and work to establish common ground with her. While charm and wit can be useful in attracting women, they'll only get you so far in the grand scheme of things. If you really want to raise the bar, the most important thing you can do is instantly develop a personal connection with her. Do you both enjoy sports? Did you grow up in the same city? Do you share any hobbies? Things like that are surefire ways to keep the mood positive and keep everything moving in your favor. Let's say that you secured a date with an attractive woman and you've set up a lovely dinner date experience for the two of you. What do you talk about? Well, that's easy. Like I said earlier, hobbies, goals, and interests are all viable options and are rather easy to get into. The better question here is, how do I talk about it? To better understand this, we need to better understand the difference between a direct and indirect conversation. It's time to place your order, and the waiter walks over to your table. He asks you what you'll be having this evening. If you respond with, "Can I have the steak and potatoes, please?" you're engaging in indirect conversation. This makes it sound like you're asking permission to order the meal, and while it may not come across as a big deal, this wording lacks three very important factors that could spell disaster to your date before the appetizers even show up: dominance, confidence, and assertiveness. And these three traits are features that women almost always find attractive in a man. So instead of saying can, try saying take. For example, "I'll take the steak and potatoes, please," or "She'll have the Caesar salad." This method can even help you when you're asking the girl out. Instead of saying, "Will you go to dinner with me?" or "Would you like to go to dinner with me?" try saying, "I want you to go to dinner with me instead." This will not only display a safe and respectable level of assertiveness, but also make you sound more confident. One of the easiest ways to talk to girls is to let them talk about themselves. This is the easy part because you don't have to do anything special or brilliant here. Just be a good listener and respond with things that go along with the subject being discussed. You can start by simply commenting something positive about a piece of jewelry, a sweater, a purse, anything, and let the conversation blossom from there. In most cases, this will lead to them telling you a little bit about whatever you complimented, creating a window for further conversational points. She may say something like, "Oh, my sister got this for me for my birthday last year." To which you then smile and say, "That was very nice of your sister," or something that you know she will agree and go along with. It may be hard, but it's important to resist talking about yourself. She will likely ask you a few questions, to which you will do your best to answer them without making the conversation all about you. For example, if she says, "What do you do for a living?" You can answer with, "I work in construction, how about you?" When she answers with her occupation, ask her questions about it. If it's a topic that seems to irritate her because some people don't like to talk about work, then change the subject to something like, "What do you do for fun?" When you make the conversation all about her, not only are you letting her talk, which most women like, but you're also learning more about what kind of stuff she likes. From there, an invitation for coffee or a trip to the ice cream shop is a perfect next step to get to know each other better.